raised some of Debbie's kids here in my home. And so to see that, it is painful, that part of it. A lot of times throughout the pandemic, I was going through a deposition to win the rights back to all of our social media outlets.
The tragic life and downfall of the We Are Family singers is so sad, it almost feels unreal. Behind the feel-good anthem that brought the world together, Sister Sledge was quietly falling apart.
And what's sad to me is I see my niece who says she's Sister Sledge. It was sad because Kim, who was with the band when my sister Joan passed, was pretty much kicked out of the band.
From Kathy Sledge feeling pushed out of the group she helped build, to bitter legal fights over who could even use the family name, their bond was tested again and again.
It's a little frustrating because when you go to the internet, and I don't go there until we fix it, but it might be faces I don't even know. I think the other woman in the group, I don't even know her middle name.
Jealousy, money disputes, and decades of hurt left them barely speaking. Even when Joni died, the pain didn't fully heal. For all their success, their story is a reminder that fame can tear even real family apart. In the early 1970s, 4 sisters from Philadelphia, Debbie, Joni, Kim, and Kathy Sledge, started singing together as a group. They called themselves Sister Sledge. They were raised in a religious and loving home. Their family was very close and they cared deeply for one another. Their mother, Flores Sledge, believed in their talent and helped manage the group. She wanted them to stay grounded and disciplined. She taught them to work hard and trust each other. The girls spent a lot of time practicing, singing in church, and performing at small events. Their voices blended well, and people loved how they sounded together. But even though they had talent and love for music, it was very hard for them to get noticed. The music business was tough, and they had to fight to be heard. In the beginning, they faced more struggles trying to get a chance in the industry than fighting with each other. They were united, strong, and full of dreams. Everything changed in 1979. That was the year they became stars. Their hit song, We Are Family, became a huge success all around the world. Everyone was singing it, and it became a song for unity and joy. Another hit, He's the Greatest Dancer, also became popular. These songs were made with the help of 2 famous music producers, Nile Rodgers.
You and Bernard have been together for a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, if my math is right, it's about 13 years.
And, yeah.
And Bernard Edwards.
But I mean, on an album of 8 tunes, I feel pretty strongly about at least 7 of the tunes, you know? So it's not like something I just do in my spare time. That's my work. I'm very serious about it.
The sisters were now in the spotlight, performing on big stages and traveling the world. But as the group became more famous, things started to shift. Kathy Sledge was the youngest, but she had a strong voice.
And what do you think brought the sun out today?
She sang lead on most of the songs. Because of this, the public and the music industry began to focus more on Kathy than the other sisters. This made the group's balance feel uneven. While they were singing about family and love, behind the scenes, there was stress. Some sisters felt left out. Others didn't like that Kathy was getting all the attention. Fame brought them money and success, but it also brought pressure and jealousy. By the middle of the 1980s, Kathy started feeling unhappy. She felt like she didn't have enough freedom to express herself as an artist. Even though she was the lead singer, she still had to follow decisions made by the group and their management. Kathy wanted more control over her songs and how they were made. She had dreams of doing things her own way, writing her own music, and finding her own sound.
We Are Family, I remember doing one take of the ad-lib, and I was just getting geared up, and they're like, we got it.
But when she spoke up about wanting a solo career, her sisters and the people managing them didn't agree. They thought it would hurt the group if she went off on her own. This caused a lot of tension. Kathy felt like she was being held back. She felt like her voice was not being respected, even though she helped bring the group to the top. The other sisters, on the other hand, felt betrayed. They thought Kathy was turning her back on the group they built together. Instead of supporting each other, they started to grow apart. What once was a strong sister bond became filled with silent anger and disappointment. Things got worse, and by 1989, Kathy made a big decision. She left the group. She wanted to follow her heart and start her solo career. But it didn't happen in a peaceful way. The split was filled with hurt feelings. Kathy later said in interviews that she felt pushed out of the group. She believed she wasn't treated fairly and that the others didn't value her as an individual. She didn't feel seen as a person with her own dreams, just as a voice for the group. Meanwhile, the other three sisters kept performing as Sister Sledge, even without Kathy. This made things even harder. Kathy was upset that the group used the same name without her, and this caused more problems between them. There were legal talks and more public interviews where the pain was clear. The love they once had as sisters was now damaged. They had gone from singing "We Are Family" to barely being able to speak to each other. What started as a beautiful story of sisterhood and music ended in sadness, misunderstandings, and broken trust. There were periods of reconciliation, notably a few performances together in the early 2000s and family events. But the tension never fully resolved. Kathy continued to speak out about feeling excluded, while the others often dismissed her claims publicly or remained vague. The tragic death of Joni Sledge in 2017 momentarily brought the surviving sisters together, but the wounds ran deep.
That is Joni Sledge in pink, singing the classic "We Are Family." Well, sadly, she passed away at her Phoenix home on Friday.
Today, the relationship between Kathy and the remaining members, Debbie and Kim, remains cordial but distant. Kathy continues to perform separately, and the family legacy is split across different tours and tribute acts. Despite the message of unity in "We Are Family," the reality behind the scenes has often been one of division, creative disputes, and unresolved hurt. Kathy is back on stage and performing at Indigo at the O2 in London. She is excited and thankful to sing again, especially under her own name. For many years, she was not allowed to use the name Sister Sledge beside her own. Even though she helped create the group and was one of the original members, legal problems kept her from using the name. Now, she is finally able to tell her story, share the truth about what happened, and explain how the sisters are working together again to make new music and bring joy to fans, both old and young.
A lot of times throughout the pandemic, I was going through a deposition to win the rights back to all of our social media outlets.
Kathy laughs when people talk about a new Sister Sledge song that came out during the COVID-19 pandemic. Her daughter's friends kept saying, "Your mom has a new hit." But Kathy would just smile and say, "That's not new. That's Thinking of You. We've been singing that song for years."
I'm thinking of you and the things you do to me.
People think it's a fresh release because it was played so much during lockdown. The song found new life during hard times, and people from all over the world started dancing to it again, even if they didn't know it was from the 1980s. From her cozy home, located between New York and Philadelphia, Kathy speaks softly and kindly. She shares how DJ D-Nice helped people feel connected during the hard days of the pandemic. D-Nice, whose real name is Derek Jones, started something called Club Quarantine. It was a live DJ show on Instagram where he played music for people stuck at home. It grew quickly and became very popular. Soon, over 100,000 people were joining in. Even famous names like Oprah, Michelle Obama, Jennifer Lopez, Halle Berry, and President Joe Biden dropped by to enjoy the music. And the song that played again and again during the club sessions? It was Sister Sledge's hit, Thinking of You. Kathy still finds it amazing that people enjoy the same song decades later. She said, "It's still the same version we made back then. It hasn't been changed or remixed. Even though other versions of the song exist, the one people love the most is the original." To her, that proves the music is timeless. Kathy believes songs like "Thinking of You" and other disco or dance music from that time make people feel happy. That joy is what people needed during the pandemic. She smiles when she talks about how young people today sing the lyrics like the song just came out yesterday.
I'm thinking of you and the things you do to me.
Out of all their music, "Thinking of You" is Kathy's favorite. She said, "I love We Are Family too. Everybody does. But Thinking of You is just different. It's fun. It's sexy. It's one of those songs that makes you want to sing along." She also said that during the pandemic, when people were scared and staying at home, this song helped bring comfort and happiness. For her, it's not just a tune, it's a feeling. So the sisters started the group in 1971 in Philadelphia. At first, they put out songs without much success. But things changed in 1979 when famous producers Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards came along. These two men helped give Sister Sledge a fresh sound and a new look. They released an album called We Are Family, which became a big hit. It had many popular songs like He's the Greatest Dancer. Lost in Music. Thinking of You, and We Are Family. Kathy remembers how Nile Rodgers wanted the singing to feel natural and not forced. When she recorded We Are Family, she was only 16 years old. Nile would not let her hear the whole song before recording. He wanted her first reaction to be the one recorded. So, he would ask her to sing one line at a time, like, "Everyone can see we're together." She would sing it without knowing what the next line would be. This gave the song a fresh and honest feel. Kathy trusted Nile and Bernard, even though they were young too. She believed in their ideas and knew they were talented. She followed Nile around like a fan and felt lucky to be part of their project. She shares a funny story about the famous song I Want Your Love by the group Chic. At first, that song was supposed to be given to Sister Sledge, and He's the Greatest Dancer was going to be for Chic. But at the last minute, Bernard decided to switch the songs. He believed He's the Greatest Dancer fit Sister Sledge better. Kathy now agrees that he was right. Bernard had a good ear for what suited their voices and style. These small choices made a big difference and helped the group become stars. There has always been a rumor that the sisters didn't like singing the lyrics to He's the Greatest Dancer, especially the line, "My creme de la creme, please take me home." Some people said that Kathy refused to sing it.
As a man, he's complete, my creme de la creme, please.
But she now says that's not true. "I never had a problem with that line," she explains. "It was my sisters who weren't sure about it." Kathy was just a teenager and didn't fully understand the meaning. She laughed and said, "I thought it meant the guy wanted to marry me." She was very innocent back then. Today, she understands why the producers gave the more mature song, I Want Your Love, to Chic instead. It made more sense for them. Kathy makes it clear she never wanted to sue anyone. "I never took my sisters to court," she says. "I wouldn't do that. I just wanted to keep singing." She explains that she didn't quit the group. She only wanted to do a solo project, but then she was told she couldn't be in the group anymore. After that, her sister's legal team stopped her from using the group's name. This was hard for Kathy because she loves singing with a group and connecting with fans. All she wanted was the chance to do what she loves.
A lot of times throughout the pandemic, I was going through a deposition to win the rights back to all of our social media outlets.
For Kathy Sledge, It's never just about fame or money. It's about music, love, and connection. She's not just singing old songs. She's giving them new life, sharing hope, and bringing people together. And that, in the end, is what Sister Sledge was always about. I'm finally having a voice because the truth is, I missed out on having any kind of vote in our corporation and in our company. We all built it in our own lives, and I would never have stopped anyone from using the name, but I had been stopped for years from using it. If you knew me, I'm just a happy person, and that's the truth. At the end of the day, the truth rises to the top. Kathy wants the world to know one important thing. She is not fighting with her sisters. She just had to fight for her right to sing the songs she helped make famous. Kathy was one of the original voices of Sister Sledge, the group known for the hit song, "We Are Family." For many years, there was confusion and hurt between the sisters. But now, Kathy says she and her sister Kim have made peace, and she is happy that she can now legally use the name Sister Sledge again. That name means a lot to her because it is a big part of her life and career. She didn't want to fight her family, but she had to stand up for herself and her legacy. Kathy remembers the moment things started to get better with her sister Kim. Kim lives close to her, just around the corner. One day, right before the COVID-19 pandemic started, Kim came to Kathy's door and knocked. When Kathy opened the door, Kim looked at her and said, "Sorry." She apologized for the way she and the others had treated Kathy over the years. That moment meant a lot to Kathy. She didn't argue or bring up old problems. She just said, "Let's fix it." She wanted things to be clear and honest again, not confusing for the fans or for the family. There's a good reason Kathy wanted to make things clear. When people buy tickets to see Sister Sledge, they expect to see the real sisters who sang the songs they love. But when they show up, sometimes the people on stage are not Kathy, Kim, or even Debbie, the original members. Kathy says that Debbie is touring with her children and using the Sister Sledge name.
I've raised some of Debbie's kids here in my home. And so to see that, it is painful, that part of it.
She doesn't say this in a mean way, but she believes it's not fair to the fans. People pay money and expect to see the real sisters. So now, Kathy, Kim, and Debbie, the three remaining sisters, are trying to make sure the fans get what they expect. Kathy wants everyone to know who the authentic sisters are. She says maybe someday all three of them will perform together again. But for now, people should know who's on stage. If fans know the truth, then everything can be okay. Kathy and Kim are also working on fixing the official website for Sister Sledge. Right now, the website mostly shows Debbie and her kids, not the actual three sisters. Kathy doesn't want to be rude, but she says this needs to change. She wants the website to show the real family members who were part of the original group. That way, people who look up Sister Sledge online won't get confused. It's not about fighting, it's about honesty. Kathy says maybe, just maybe, one day all the sisters will perform together again. But until then, people deserve to know who they are going to see.
And what's sad to me is I see my niece who says she's Sister Sledge. It was sad because Kim, who was with the band when my sister Joan passed, was pretty much kicked out of the band. It's a little frustrating because when you go to the internet, and I don't go there until we fix it, but it might be faces I don't even know. I think the other woman in the group, I don't even know her middle name.
Kathy Sledge is still performing under the name Sister Sledge, FT Kathy Sledge.
I'm thinking of you and the things you do to me.
She had a show at the Indigo at the O2 in London on May 14th, 2022. She's not just singing old hits. She's also using her years of experience in music and show business to make sure her concerts feel fresh and exciting. Kathy has helped plan festivals and big shows, so she knows how to make a stage performance that looks and feels modern. She wants her music to stay meaningful to new fans who are hearing these songs for the first time. Kathy says that even though the songs are old, Many young people are hearing them as if they are brand new. So, when they come to her shows, she wants them to feel something exciting. She remembers when the group Destiny's Child once gave a big award and named Sister Sledge one of the top girl groups of all time. They said Sister Sledge was the first girl group to dance while singing. Kathy wants to remind people what made them special. She wants new fans to see what Sister Sledge brought to music many years ago. She says, "We Are Family is more than just a song. It was written about their real family."
No pun intended, but we are family. And the truth is that song was actually written about us.
That's why the song means so much. And even if everything isn't perfect right now, Kathy believes they will work it out. Her daughter is helping her too. She helps design the sets and outfits for the dancers to make sure everything looks Sister Sledgy, meaning it has that special style the group is known for. Kathy also says fans shouldn't worry that she'll change the songs too much. She stays true to the original music and sings them just like the records. Kathy understands what fans want when they come to a concert. They want to sing along. They want to hear the songs the way they remember them. So she doesn't change the melodies. She sings all the famous ad-libs, the extra notes and words that made the songs special. She says when she goes to a show, she wants to sing every word along with the artist, and she knows her fans feel the same way. That's why when she sings "Thinking of You" or "Lost in Music," she keeps it just the way people remember. Kathy is excited about performing again. She says it's going to be a big party. After the hard times of the pandemic, people want to come together, sing, dance, and feel joy. Kathy says the world is like the 1940s or the roaring 20s again. People are looking for happiness. The songs she sang years ago are becoming popular all over again. She feels lucky to be part of that. Even though not all her sisters are with her on stage, she is happy to carry the torch for the family and for their music. Kathy believes people need to understand a few things. First, her family really is a family. They just had problems like any family does. Second, yes, they've had some hard times and disagreements. Third, because they are famous, people watch them closely, which makes things harder. But through it all, the truth remains. "We Are Family" was written about them, and that message still matters. She says it has not been easy to deal with all of this while the public is watching, but she believes each of them has the right to stand on the platform they helped build. Finally, Kathy says maybe one day the sisters will share the stage again. But for now, she's proud of where she is. She knows they all have the right to grow and change. She's focused on telling the truth, staying true to the music, and making sure the fans get what they deserve. That's what matters most. It's not about fighting. It's about being proud of who she is and what they all created together. It's really just that simple.